Most downtowns, or the original authentic, historic place like downtown Belleville, have a certain charm. They have a certain ambience. The history, that's what people love about it. It brings them back to the day as they would like to remember it or as they heard about.
It doesn't matter where you are. You can walk into certain establishments and they're the same no matter where you are. When you're in a downtown area, you come to a downtown and they're different in every town. And that's kind of the exciting thing. It is actually the personality of the town which makes it exciting, I think, for everybody involved.
There's no community without downtown. And obviously we are aware, owners like myself and community, people that have grown up or perhaps moved from the bigger city to Belleville. And if there's no core, then we are just one of the North American towns.
Every city needs a core that's sort of the basis, and it's got some history to it, and people want to come. So I know when people come to Belleville, they're thinking about relocating here. You know, they look uptown, they look at Bell Boulevard, but they come downtown, they drive through and they see what's here. And I think it's important to have a showcase.
I think people are realizing that they miss something with true tradition and historic value.
That's why it's a very important part of any city. It's the heart, usually, where things have started.
Belleville needed a place where there was different clothing but reasonable prices. So I opened the doors one day and it's been steady traffic ever since. I always wanted to have a store. My mom had a store in Trenton when I was little, and always wanted to do it ever since I was 10 years old. I remember doing my logos when I was 10. And then finally the timing was right and I went for it. It's perfect. It was all totally meant to be. The location came in the right spot. It was beautiful. I couldn't imagine being anywhere else. And I'm finding people now, even the high school students, they want to come and find their own unique style and they want to get out of the box a bit. And it's been busy here with people from high school students to ladies down the road at McNabb Towers. I see everybody trying to get something different. And I've heard people going to Toronto and people stopping them on the street saying, "Where did you get that coat?" And Belleville. Ultimately, downtown is the only place that I'd want to have a store.
You know, we have great entertainment with the Empire Theater and the Pinnacle Playhouse, and fine restaurants, fine dining restaurants, coffee shops, lots of retail stores. It has something for everyone.
Everybody down here is unique. They've got their own spin on things, and yeah, there's lots of cafes, lots of restaurants, but everybody has something different to offer.
And when people want to relocate into a city like Belleville, both to either invest or retire or whatever, they tend to go to the heart of the city. They tend to go to how well are you looking after your historic part? How well are you looking after your past? I think that's extremely important because they can see everything else, anywhere else, in North America or Europe, or the world for that matter. Having an authentic place like Belleville, it's unique. And that's our niche, and that's what we need to develop.
When you do look around here and see all the different beautiful things that we have to offer, it's, we all need to just wake up and appreciate them more.
I've been an advocate of Belleville, and especially downtown Belleville, for decades in terms of the choice of restaurants that is down here. We've gone to other cities that might be 3 times our size, and you visit with friends and they take you out to a restaurant and they say, "No, this is a really nice restaurant," and it can't compare. And they, "Well, this is the nicest one we've got here." It can't compare to the choice that we've got here.
I think that through the years, especially downtown Belleville has taken a bit of a bad rap for things, whereas when you look around downtown Belleville, what do you see? You see, I mean, it's the banking center, it's all the lawyers and the service sector from that point of view are down here. You've got, of course, the entertainment center of the world is here, and also the best restaurants in town. And I know there's great restaurants everywhere, but again, I come down to the ones with personality are down here, and I love that.
Once they give downtown a chance, they love it. They love the stores like Pure Honey and Miss Priss, and the restaurants and the cafes. Like there's nothing like downtown. You can't get that uptown.
It's friendly, it's not hustle bustle, crazy, it's quaint, it's intimate. It's a whole different experience. And you get different stores than you would anywhere else.
No, we should be supporting downtown. I mean, anybody can go to any mall, but this is a close-knit community down here, and we like to stick together. And it's great. I wish more people would hopefully invest in the businesses down here.
Or as we know the people that work there, so if I walk downtown to do banking or get something for my wife for her birthday, they're people I know. So Pure Honey, some of the stores downtown, the banks, people. It's just it's a friendly atmosphere.
I grew up in the downtown, so I've always known downtown Belleville, always been comfortable with downtown Belleville. I can walk up and down the street of downtown Belleville and encounter people that I know.
And that's the benefit of downtown. You know people, and you feel like it's a community.
It all kind of came from an idea of, other than a restaurant, there's nowhere place to go have dessert and chat, and Starbucks was always crazy, and Tim Hortons wasn't quaint enough, so we decided to open Sweetscape. We definitely deal with the people in the suits and the boots. So we have, it's nice because Sweet Escape, everybody kind of mingles together. You have, the lawyer down the street who walks in and, sits down and talks to, the old guy that just come in for a coffee with nothing better to do, and there's a lot of mingling that goes on. A lot of meshing of different genders and different kinds of people, for sure. Definitely the people. I love the people downtown. Yeah, it's got a warm feeling, and everybody's kind. Definitely the desserts, then lattes, fair trade coffee, and service. We're huge customer service people here. Every day is a success downtown. Every time somebody walks out the door with their latte or their dessert and with a smile on their face, to us that's success. If you're happy when you leave, then we've succeeded for sure.
The vision behind what people are trying to create in the big cities, i.e. neighborhoods, villages. You go into big cities and they have the East Village, the West Village, the North Village, the Italian Village, the Chinese Village, and the Greek Village, and so on and so forth. We've got it here. And we've got the authentic village.
I think the key to the revitalization is having people living downtown. So right now there's banks here, there's great services, there's restaurants, but we need people to live downtown. And that'll create some vibrancy. So we need people walking downtown at night, going to the Empire Theater, shopping, and hanging out. And I think that'll build on itself.
We need to put huge thoughts on the redevelopment of residential area, because if it brings people to certain apartments that have high ceilings, that have brick walls, that have a beautiful charm, so those people also are looking for a service destination like mine, or a retail that perhaps mall doesn't provide. So it's all connected.
I'd like to see more people appreciate some of these buildings that are down here. We've done our best to try and grab up as many as we can and that we can afford, and try and refresh them so that they're a place where people would want to live.
I purchased this building, 279 Front Street, Belleville, 4 years ago, with the intention of turning it into my own home. For many years, I've wanted to have an historic building to work on, preferably brick and stone. Especially to have the wide open spaces like you see here. For many years I was restoring architectural antiques and Asian antiques, and it's led me to this. I sold my business out a few years ago in Calgary, and since then I've been working on this building. I'm interested in the Belleville area because I think there is great potential for revitalization in this area. I think you have many old buildings that structurally are sound, but they need a lot of attention and they can be brought back. Look in Toronto, look at the distillery section. It's one of the most happening areas in Toronto. There's no reason why it can't happen. There's more people moving out of the cities for whatever reason. They are moving to smaller towns. They see the potential in these buildings. And there's some beautiful restoration going on in downtown Belleville, and I think it'll only grow.
It's at the point now that if we don't do something, you might just well turn the picture to the wall, because it's at a real critical juncture right now in terms of time.
The bottom line is that the direction of the city at the moment is to make sure that the trunk services, water, sewer, gas, electrical services, and other services going through the downtown core, that they are brought up to date. So that when developers are looking at the possibility of putting in some new townhouses in an old worn-out area or a new apartment building, that they're not confronted with the hesitant answer, I'm not sure we've got the capacity to accommodate your proposed development. They're welcomed with open arms.
I think that part of what the Build Belleville is going to do is create an environment that developers are going to smile about, will be in the I guess in the top so many choices of places that they could. You know, I want us to be the #1 spot that they choose to invest here, but you know, we need to be in that game.
It needs some tender love. There's a lot of history. There's a lot of, downtown is old. It needs some life put back into it.
Growth, which is what we're looking at here, growth requires investment. And you cannot build without that infrastructure.
What this is going to do is, again, is show that the city has invested in this town, and developers want to see that. They want to know that the infrastructure is good. They want to know that if you put up a tower, that there's going to be, you're going to be able to have the facilities that you can plug things into and you can hook things up to.
And then if we bring the new, but at the same time respect the old, so we can really carry it forward. And yes, this is a long process. As we know, it's a process to develop and bring a new charm to existing history that is attached to the street. But it's the same, we have to look back. Why have we gone to this point? Because with the development of the malls and plazas, so downtowns start diminishing, you know, year by year, business by business. So we have to actually reverse the clock.
Hopefully, with this reconstruction of downtown, it will bring more people down here. People should be getting excited about it.